Hey folks, it's Finn. Today's Transformation Tuesday topic is a mental health one, and today I want to talk about self-care for two reasons really. It's January, and so in January we tend to feel a little bit emotionally hungover from Christmas, and also in January a lot of people want to do fresh starts and clean things up, so starting to look at your self-care and put things in place for that is a good January plan. Jan plan. Self-care is an absolutely vital tool for everybody, but especially for those who have mental health challenges and for those in gender transition in early days, coping with the weight, coping with just the upheaval of going through transition. Self-care helps to soothe when times are bad, and daily maintenance of self-care helps to prevent us going into a mental health crisis. I did a vlog on this a while back. So in this vlog I want to concentrate on self-care in terms of looking after the space that you live in and making that nurturing, relaxing, comfortable to help promote well-being. By your space I mean three things. That's your physical space, the actual place you live in, your social space, the forums and networks you're on online, and your social group, that being the people you socialise with outside of your house. Starting with the first one, the physical space. Where you live, where you get up every morning, where you spend your time, where you go to bed, it's really crucial that that space is one where you feel comfortable, nurtured, relaxed and so forth. And so for that reason, it's thinking about things like making sure it's tidy, because they do say, tidy place, tidy mind. And there is a lot of truth in that. I can tell the state of my mental health by the mess that's around me. When I notice that happening, I have a tidy up, and even just a little tidy up and an organised, even if it's just shuffling papers into a pile rather than everywhere, helps me to feel better. I love burning incense as well. I find that really soothing. I recently bought myself a dehumidifier, those little kind of oil burner things that you plug into the mains and you put essential oils in. You can get oils that are really relaxing. If you like lavender, that's a great one, and having that going is really nice. And just things like candles, anything that makes you feel really relaxed. And one of the lovely things I like to do in my physical space is keep things on show that I know make me smile, make me feel good. I use lots of quotes. You'll often see lots of quotes around my flat, because these are all things that remind me that it's okay. Since going to AA, all the phrases they used in AA, when I first went in I just used to think it was all a bit cheesy, but it works, it sticks in your mind. My favourite one is let go and let God, and when I'm going through some stress and I see that on my wall, it just makes me take a deep breath and relax. And it's partly why I've moved my lights here so that I've got my own wall here at Chris's place, because I spend a lot of time here. It doesn't help if I'm getting up and I'm not got my normal things around me. I like my normal routine of getting up, meditating and so forth. So having this here as well just helps me to feel grounded and relaxed and soothed. Plus I look pretty. My gratitude wall plays a big part in my mental health, because the pictures that people send me, or I put up memories, and it just helps to remind me on the bad days that things pass and good days are there, and it also reminds me how much I'm loved and cared for, and just keeps me going when things are a bit tough. The second one, your social space, is really, really important, especially when you have mental health challenges, because often we isolate, we stay indoors, we just go on the internet, and the internet can be either a very negative experience or a really positive one, but it's up to us to make it one way or the other. And there's lots of different ways you can do in this. The simple one is to unfollow anything that's negative and makes you feel uncomfortable or upset or one of those things. But sometimes it's people we know that might post things frequently that we find difficult. And it's not always easy to unfriend somebody without upsetting them. So there's a lovely feature on Facebook, for example, where you can just unfollow or mute someone and they don't know, or you can just put them on kind of acquaintances so that you don't see much of their posts. And that could be a really helpful way of doing that. Maybe you just need some time away. Maybe your mental health is in a difficult space and you just need that time. But that's a good way of actually limiting what you see without upsetting people. Avoid dramas, and this is especially for us in the trans community. It's so easy to see all the drama that's going on and click on it. If you're not in a good space, don't. Again, mute those accounts and just move away from it. There is lots of positivity online. There are loads of support groups, mutual groups of people that are in similar situations, and I really recommend these. But you do have to pick and choose, and make sure you choose ones that flood your newsfeed with positivity. Because when you log into any of your social media, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, your newsfeed is straight there. So if you're turning on your computer and the first thing you're seeing is a newsfeed full of negativity, that is not going to help your mind in the morning. So make sure you subscribe to lots of positivity things. On Facebook, there's loads of positivity quote groups and so forth. I subscribe to loads of those so that when I open my laptop, the first thing I see is real positive quotes about grabbing life and living it, and that really helps. The final one, your social group, is a bit more difficult. I focus on the other two a lot because when my mental health is bad, I'm usually stuck indoors. But the third one is also really, really important, and it can be really hard to do this. But sometimes we have friends who we love, but we can find challenging when we are low. As people who've got mental health challenges, we often do two things. We overcompensate and we say yes and we help more than we should. Or, because our self-esteem is low, we allowed ourselves to be treated in a way we do not deserve. So the best thing you can do for your mental health is to sift through your friends and stick with the ones who love you and support you no matter what state you're in, and move away from the ones that don't. I learned this really early on in my recovery from addiction. There were loads of people I loved spending time with, but they were still in the thick of drinking and taking drugs, and I had to move away for my own health, and hopefully that way I would set an example that, recovery was possible. If I'd have just stayed with those same friends, I would have ended up back in those loops, and it is really hard to walk away. I am somebody that loves to help anybody, but sometimes we have to just walk away with love for them and for us, because we don't do them any favours either, because we'll end up ill ourselves. At this time of year, we just need to be gentle, and making sure our space is one that looks after us is absolutely vital. And you deserve it. I hope that helped. Let me know what you think. What do you do about your self-care? How do you organise your space? I'd love to hear your tips and your experiences, so pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week for your next Transformation Tuesday topic, and I'll see you on Friday for your next Finstallment. Bye-bye.